Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with the Seldom Scene series discussing Roadhouse 2. Many of you may know that later this month, the Roadhouse remake, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor, will be premiering on Amazon Prime. But did you know that there was a Roadhouse 2? Even if you do know of its existence, I bet most of you haven't seen it. With the upcoming release of the Roadhouse remake, Jason and I thought Roadhouse 2 would be the perfect movie to cover during the Seldom Scene series this month. I know not many had heard of it, but we did, and we watched it. I had come across this DVD at a thrift store sometime last year. Prior to finding it, I had totally forgotten Roadhouse 2 even existed. I picked it up, and it sort of just sat on one of my shelves for months. Then, when Jason and I created the Seldom Scene series, I knew we had to discuss this one. Fortunately, I was able to find a second copy of the DVD at another thrift store, and I sent it Jason's way. With an IMDb score of only 4.3 out of 10, this could have easily been a positive spin. Ultimately, though, Jason and I agreed it's more neglected or unknown than it is hated. And I can tell you, many of the reviews for this film are simply false. It's another case of people negatively reviewing a movie they've never even seen. I know that to be true, because, for one thing, most of these negative reviews claim that Roadhouse 2 has no connection whatsoever to the original Roadhouse, and that is incorrect. As a matter of fact, that couldn't be further from the truth, considering the main character is the son of Dalton, Patrick Swayze's character in Roadhouse. How the hell is that not an obvious connection to the first film? Released in 2006, Roadhouse 2, or Roadhouse 2 Last Call, was a straight-to-video follow-up. And my God, would you believe it? This is actually a damn good sequel. Listen, I love the original Roadhouse. It is so much fun. In fact, I think it's one of the most entertaining movies ever made. But putting nostalgia aside, let's be real. It's not a masterpiece. It wasn't going to win any Oscars. Roadhouse 2, Last Call, is of the same quality of Roadhouse. Objectively speaking, despite being straight to video, it's just as good. That doesn't necessarily mean I like it as much as Roadhouse, but I really enjoyed Roadhouse 2. In addition to the main character being Dalton's son, there are plenty of homages to the first film, which I loved. I won't say what they are and spoil them, in case you are interested in checking this sequel out, and I hope you do. But instead of revealing them, they can be Easter eggs when you watch this. Fans of the first film should definitely appreciate those homages. And come on, who isn't a fan of the first film? Roadhouse is a universally loved movie. And that's the thing. I wasn't expecting much from this follow-up. But early on into the film, I realized this is just more Roadhouse. Something I love. Why wouldn't I enjoy it? Jonathan Chaich plays Shane Tanner, the son of Dalton. Will Patton plays Shane's uncle Nate, Dalton's brother. Between the two of them, I'm not sure who's the bigger badass in this movie. Although that honor might actually go to Bo, the female lead. She is super sexy, by the way. Shane is a DEA agent, training for fights since he was just a young boy. Obviously, since his dad was Dalton. His uncle Nate, also a skilled fighter himself, owns a bar in Louisiana. But when the maniacal, drug-dealing Wild Bill, played by Jake Busey, moves in on his territory, Nate has no choice but to fight back. Shane gets word that his Uncle Nate is seriously injured and decides to head down south to help out. He leaves his job behind to return to his hometown. Upon his arrival home, he meets Bo, stranded on the side of the road with a flat tire. He gives her a hand, and more than that as the movie goes on, and the two start to build a relationship. With Nate in the hospital, Shane takes over the bar, and he now becomes the line of defense between his uncle's business and Wild Bill and his goons. Yes, that's the best word to describe them. Goons. Roadhouse 2 features the cheesiness and sleaziness of the original Roadhouse. The fight scenes are so much fun, and honestly, well choreographed. Truth be told, the performances aren't too bad either. Jake Busey is a bit over the top, but that's his character, so it works. Like the first film, we get some nice, gratuitous nudity, and you know what? I really like the storyline. This sequel was filmed on location in Louisiana, and I love the setting, especially the shots of the bayou. While we were watching it, Jason mentioned that the bar reminded him of any bar from 80s action films. And he's right. Roadhouse 2, Last Call, is like an 80s action movie released in 2006. This manages to successfully feel like Roadhouse. Dalton is mentioned quite a bit. A lot, actually. That's how I know for a fact the people reviewing Roadhouse 2, saying it has no connection to the original film, haven't really watched it. If they had actually seen it, they wouldn't be saying that. As a huge fan of the original, Roadhouse 2 really impressed me. Now I'm even more excited to watch the remake later this month. Have you seen Roadhouse 2, Last Call? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. Chances are, though, you might not have even known about it, but now you do. So hopefully, you'll watch it too. But first, please be sure to watch Jason's video to hear what he has to say about Roadhouse 2. Which seldom seen movie will we discuss next in this series? Check back next month to find out. Until then, remember, physical media matters. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.